Redmi Note 6 Pro camera review. You guys knew this one was coming, right? This is Sagar and let's get started. Xiaomi has been crushing the camera game since the Mi A1. Then we got the Redmi Note 5 Pro, which had an even better camera, followed by the amazing Mi A2. And with the Redmi Note 6 Pro, we can only expect them to take this game even further. These dual cameras on the back look exactly like the ones on the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi A2 from the outside. But inside, we have different sensors. Main camera has a 12 megapixel sensor with a wide f1.9 aperture and a larger pixel size of 1.4 micron. Secondary camera has a 5 megapixel sensor with f2.2 aperture, and as in most of the budget smartphones, this sensor is only used to capture the depth information for portrait shots. You cannot switch between the two lenses while taking images or videos. At this moment, video capture is limited to 1080p at 30 fps, and Xiaomi may add 4K video capture with one of the future software updates. But if the past is any indication, we might not see that update anytime soon. Right now, if you want to capture 4K videos, you can use third-party applications like OpenCamera. There is no optical image stabilization, but the 1080p videos are electronically stabilized. You get a dual LED single colored flash, which is sitting between both the cameras. Like the back, this time you get a dual camera setup at the front as well. Primary camera has a 20 megapixel sensor with f2.2 aperture, and the secondary camera has a 2 megapixel depth sensing sensor with f2.2 aperture. Xiaomi claims this secondary camera will help you take better portrait selfies, and we will put that to test in this video. Interface of the camera app is pretty similar to most of the recent Xiaomi phones. You also get a manual mode where you can adjust various settings like white balance, focus, shutter speed and ISO according to your liking. Now before we move on to the image and video samples, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming up on this channel. All of the daylight images are bright and crisp. The 12 megapixel primary camera captures a lot of details in good lighting conditions. Even as I zoom in on this image, you can see that there are plenty of details. Cameras on this Note 6 Pro can be easily compared with the ones on the Mi A2, which has got one of the best set of cameras in sub 20,000 rupees price range. Dynamic range also seems to be pretty good for a phone of this price. Most of the phones in this range would blow up the sun in the background, and the wires at the front would be barely visible. But the Note 6 Pro is doing pretty well to keep the highlights under control in this image. You get a dedicated AI mode, which can detect the scenes that you are shooting and apply some effects to enhance these images. We have seen this feature on a lot of recent phones, and just like with those phones, I am not too impressed with the AI mode on the Note 6 Pro. In most of the cases, all it does is increase the brightness and bring up the saturation and sharpening in the images. You can get similar or sometimes even better results just by turning on the HDR mode. This is just my take on the AI mode, and this might not be true for everyone. So I will suggest you guys to try and take a few images with and without the AI mode turned on, and then decide if you prefer to leave it on or off. Note 6 Pro comes with dual pixel face detection for autofocusing, so it is much faster at focusing compared to the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Here, you can see that it is pretty quick at switching the focus from far to near objects and then back again. Once it has set the focus on a particular object, the images turn out to be really amazing, especially the close-up and macro shots. Just look at how incredible these images are. Thanks to a wide f1.9 aperture, the background is blurred out very nicely, making the subject that you are trying to focus on pop out. It is so incredible to see budget smartphones taking images this good. This means more and more people are going to get the chance to show their creative side with the images that they can take. Coming to the portrait shots, this is where the secondary lens is put to work. It is accurate at detecting the edges for the most part. Even in tricky lighting conditions, it does well to differentiate the subject from the background and doesn't mess up the parts with the hair or glasses. At least in these images that I have taken. For the portrait images from the rear camera, you have the option to edit the amount of blur in the background. Head over to the Gallery app and select the portrait mode image that you want to edit. Then click on this icon on the top right and it will take you into a portrait mode editor. Here, you can't only change the amount of blur, but you can also add various light trail effects to the background of your images like these. There are various options for you to choose from. And once you have selected the one that you like, you can either choose to save it as an image or a small video file playing the effect like this. You also get studio lighting effects, but these can only be applied if you have faces in the portrait mode. While going through various studio lighting effects, you can also slide your finger around to change the position of the light or the shadows on your subject. Now these are some really great features and they are working really well on the Note 6 Pro. If you have been following the channel for a while, you might also know that I love to take portrait mode images of objects. And this phone is great at doing that. It does extremely well to separate the subject from the background, even if the object has complex edges like these. Many phones are good at this, but they struggle a bit with objects having complex edges or with gloss objects. But the Note 6 Pro is performing excellent with these kind of objects as well. It struggled a bit when I tried to take this image, but it still did a good job compared to most of the other phones out there. As we move to lower lighting conditions, it still continues to capture good looking colors. I took these images just as the sun went down, and the noise levels are kept in check in these situations as well. I tried taking a few images with the AI mode after the sun went down. One with the AI mode is brighter, and to many people it may be better to look at, but it also brought up a lot of noise in the image. Here is another set of images. I know many people would prefer the brighter images with the AI mode turned on. I actually prefer the one with the AI mode turned off, as it is showing the actual light and colors of the scene, and I was also trying to capture the reflection of the beautiful color of the sky in the glass panels of the building, which is looking much better on the darker image, at least to me. Coming to even lower lighting conditions, Note 6 Pro manages to keep most of the details in the shot. These images are not as detailed or as sharp as the daylight images, but they are definitely better than the ones from the Redmi Note 5 Pro. It is really good at keeping the exposure levels of the scene under control, so even the parts of images with direct light are not overexposed in any of these shots. There is no optical image stabilization, so the shutter has to remain open for longer time to gather more light. But even then, you won't see much noise or too many blurry images from this phone. And if you zoom in, you can see that the details are there and the text is also readable. The 20 megapixel front facing camera can take sharp and detailed selfies. You get the AI and HDR mode on the front facing camera, so you can take better looking selfies in almost all lighting situations. And now you also have a secondary camera at the front to help you take better portrait selfies. These images are bright, sharp, and the blurring algorithm again does a very good job. The secondary lens seems to be making a difference because the phone is doing a very good job of separating the subject from the background in these portrait selfies as well. Even with very bright background like this, it is not messing up the parts of your hair, ear or glasses. Here is a video sample from the front facing camera of the Redmi Note 6 Pro. You can see how it handles the exposure of the background and overall colors of the scene. Videos from the front facing camera are not electronically stabilized, so these videos turn out to be a bit shaky if you are moving a lot. You can shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, and these videos are super smooth thanks to electronic image stabilization. Just like on the Note 5 Pro, in these early days, you cannot shoot 4K videos with the native camera app on the Note 6 Pro as well. You can use third-party apps like Open Camera to capture 4K videos, but I don't understand why Xiaomi did not add this feature to begin with. You can take 720p slow motion videos, and since the resolution is really low, I would have preferred to get 1080p videos at 60 fps instead of this. So as we have seen from all these image and video samples, we have a great set of cameras on the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and this phone can very well be on its way to be one of the best cameras on any smartphone under 15,000 rupees. If you are looking to buy a good budget smartphone at around 15,000 rupees, and if you wanted to have a very good set of cameras, then look no further than the Redmi Note 6 Pro. I am planning to compare these cameras with the ones on the Mi A2 and the Poco F1 very soon, so make sure you keep an eye out for those videos. Looking at these image and video samples, what are your thoughts about the camera on the Redmi Note 6 Pro? Let me know in the comments. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.